Mono red budget. We're starting at bronze 2. Let's play some ranked games. Alright, we got our budget red deck here. Deck text coming soon. I should have it linked in the card if you want to give that a click. And let's get into it. Opponent goes first. We got a Swift Spear, a couple kill spells, and a infantry. We'll keep this. Red on their side as well. So it's going to be red equipment, if I'm not mistaken. Let's get some early damage out. I do want that Swift Spear to come in with an additional trigger, and then we'll probably end the festivities or play with fire depending on what he decides to do. Alright. Trigger. Second creature comes in with a 1/1 counter. If he lets me. Come on now. Boom. Let's go ahead and swing in. Boom. We're gonna hold the play with fire and the festivities. To see what creature he puts out, because I might be able to kill it before the trigger actually lands. There's 3 mana on his end. Another Kumano, that's fine. Take 1. Pass to attackers. No blocks. That's just 1 damage. I'm more worried about this second creature. Alright. So we can play with fire to the face, or we could wait till this flips and play with fire. I'm gonna wait. Second infantry, so we'll do that. We'll bring in the infantry. He doesn't have haste, which is fine, but I want him to be the target for a kill spell. Because if he is, like, if he tries to play with fire him, deals 2 damage. Yeah, so like here, we can do this. He gets the pump. Swift Spear gets the trigger as well. We can keep the Swift Spear because we're racing at this point. Attack with all. And I believe we won that trade. We don't have the third or a 4th land, which is fine. No matter what he does, unless a lightning strike, we're winning this race. I just have too much damage on the field for him. Opponent's gonna have a 3rd or a 2nd Kumano his side. I don't think he attacks, because if he does, then he doesn't have anything to block. He must have spells. I'm gonna make him have lightning strike, that single spell in his hand, to kill the infantry, which I don't believe he has. Perfect. Alright. The real question lightning strike. That's 3. Trigger. Trigger. 3, 6, 7, 8. Swift Spear, and let's see who he blocks. This should be lethal, unless he has a burn spell. Combat math is hard, especially whenever you got so many triggers going on. Easiest thing to do whenever you're dealing with combat math is just let him do the math himself. Make him either make the right or wrong choice, and then you just come over the top with what you think is correct. No blocks. Okay, that's a lot to the face. Yeah. Trigger Prowess. Yep. So we're looking at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Unless he kills one. I don't know what's still giving him priority. But hey, we'll take it at the end of the day. Came out pretty good with some prowess triggers and getting the infantry big. Good burn spell from lightning strike. I think that was bad blocks and bad attacks on his end. He needed to preserve his life total. But that's what happens whenever you're racing in aggro decks. So, but bronze 2, 2 marks. Let's get into the next game. All right, we go first. 2, this is probably going to be one of the best keeps that we can have. I would love the festivities to be a Kumano. That would be nice, but it's not. But 3 lands, 2 creatures, 2 spells. We'll keep it. We're going to get some damage in pretty quick. Phoenix Chick off the top. Boom. What is that? Blue-white. Let's, I think we're going to go wide. It's probably going to be our best bet right now. If they go soldiers, that's what I want to keep the festivities for. There's a couple 1/1 soldiers that can die and we can get the additional trigger. But a lot of the soldiers are a little bigger like that. So, but flying. Let's attack in. Let's see what he does. If he blocks... No blocks, huh? Alright, we'll take 7. Take that any day. End turn. Next turn we can infantry. Also see where he blocks and how he blocks. Play with fire, festivities. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's do this because we know that's going to happen, right? Let's attack with all and see how he blocks. Blocks the chick, blocks the swift spear. We're going to play with fire. We're going to play with fire here. Get our trigger. Swift spear is going to stay alive. Boom. And then we'll save the in the festivities for next turn if he puts out any creatures. Phoenix Chick does have the 2 reds. Land. This is not instant speed, so we need to put that out. I'm guessing this is going to be a Wandering Emperor here, which is fine. So, I'll attack, trigger the Phoenix Chick. We're going to pay it. Comes in. Absolute. So it's 2 blockers, 3, 4 blockers. Those are all on the ground, so we got 3 in the air. All 4 for the infantry, huh? I'll take it. Perfect spot. Perfect spot for red deck. 1 burn spell. I don't think he's going to be gaining life anytime soon. This is lethal either way. Go to blockers. See who he blocks. Antagonize here. And that's game. Climbing up that bronze ladder pretty fast. I don't think he should have put 4 blockers on the infantry. I think that's where he made his mistake. But yet I also don't know if he runs any board wipes. With Azorius soldiers, whether it's budget or not, you need to keep your creatures alive so that you can buff each other. At that point, it's just how much damage can I get in as a red player. But we'll go on to the next game. Alright, you go first. We have the Swift Spear, Static Infantry, Reckless Impulse. This is the ideal keep. We can do 1, 2, or kill target spells in the festivities. We have answers no matter what they play. We can race because we have card advantage with Reckless Impulse, and buffs as far as the Prowess and the static 1/1 counters on the infantry. So this is going to be a great keep. And we get to go first, so we get to Swift Spear 1 damage no matter what. No perfect game for you. So we got blue. I'd assume some type of tempo, so he's probably going to bounce either the Swift Spear or the infantry whenever he gets a chance. If I was him, if I was the blue player, I would do the infantry once I see it. So I'm going to try and not cast it for as long as I can. Triggers Prowess for the Swift Spear. The Kumano will also give the +1/+1 counter for the infantry next turn also. So unless he bounces the Swift Spear now, I'm not worried about it. Boom. He probably has a 1 mana draw spell that's holding priority, I would assume. Maybe it's a Consider. Yeah. You probably only have 1 or 2 spells, either a Fading Hope or a Consider. There's Fading Hope. I'm glad that I kept the 1 mountain open instead of casting in the festivities for another trigger, so that I could just put him right back out there. The other thought process was hold it and see if we draw a land or not, because if we drew the land, we could have tossed the infantry out and the Swift Spear, and then got the additional counter on him. I think we're going to let the counter go to waste right now, and let probably do the Reckless Impulse. See if we can get a 3rd land. Because 4 lands is where we want to be at. We have a lot of 2-mana spells, which gives us a lot of triggers across the board. There's his Impulse, which is fine. I'll let that resolve. He's tapped out, so I'm not worried about it. This might be a good position to play the infantry. I'll play the infantry, get the counter. And I'm only doing that because he is tapped out. If he didn't tap out, I would have played it differently. He might follow up with like a Jin, which is perfect. Boom. Now we have a lot of damage on the board. I can wait next turn. We need to get the Jin off the board. That's step 1. He doesn't kill any of them except for the Kumano in combat. He's tapped out, and we could easily Lightning Strike and clear the board. Phoenix Chick I kept so that I have that flexibility to run the Lightning Strike if I need to clear it. Best block he could have took on my side, which is great. What we're not looking for right now is a bounce spell on his side, or another Jin. We can deal with another Jin. We still have another Lightning Strike, but I'm really hoping that we draw land, and he doesn't play a Jin, so that we don't have to deal with it. But having multiple creatures really puts mono blue tempo in a position. So he's gonna gain control, which is fine. Alright, let's Impulse and let's see if we can get a land. Boom. Phoenix Chick. We'll attack in for 5. I'm not worried about the Swift Spear. We can easily kill the Swift Spear if needed. It's better that he took the Swift Spear rather than the infantry, because that would have been a bigger body. You can trigger Prowess all you want, my friend. A Fading Hope right now kind of hurts us. Kumano. Alright, we got Trample on the infantry. What's the way that we want to do this? Let's Chick first. Essence Scatter, so you're tapped. That's fine for me. 7. What is this? 8, 9, 10. So this is lethal. Even if we, no matter which one we put it on. That's big damage right there, boys. Good job, guys. That's how we overrun mono blue tempo. Even though they took our items, we're still fighting in big. And that's given us bronze 1. Alright, boys. Bronze 1. We got one more to go till silver. But this is mono red. The biggest thing that we're having, that we're seeing success with, is that we're having good keeps. We have to have good keeps. If we don't have multiple creatures and multiple kill spells, multiple spells in general to trigger the prowess or the 1/1 counters, we're not going to do well. Especially if we come across black, which has a lot of kill spells. And then once they get something out big like Shieldred, we're kind of screwed either way. So, we did good with our games. I am still working on the deck tech for this. I want to get a lot of examples. I want it to be a very immersive deck tech, not just telling you what the cards are and what they do. I want you to see how they interact. But that's going to be it for us here today. Bronze 1. As long as we don't miss lethal, we're going to keep ranking up, and I'll see you guys later.